and 200 big points on the line.
Little bit of everything. We got an 800-meter run into a max snatch with a time cap of 6 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it, go to 8 snatches at 125, and then an 800-meter air runner to the finish line for time.
You've watched 5 heats of this. How, if at all, has that affected your recipe for success?
Hey man, it's been wild, but it's like pacing the air runner to set yourself up for the lift. And we're talking to Matt, is like, you got 3 attempts, big ones in there. You got it, yes I can, pretty sure I'll get it, and then dear 8 pounds, 6 ounce, baby Jesus, give me the last one.
10 women here in this 6th and final heat. The overall leaders will be right next to each other in lanes 4 and 5. Amanda Barnhart and Emma Carey sit atop the overall standings. Barnhart is our leader, but she's only 3 points up on Emma Carey. Barnhart coming off the win in test 3 earlier today. And
Emma Carey came into the day 3 points above Emma Lawson for the first place position, so bumped her down into second. Lawson sitting in third, but Barnhart's an athlete that should do well in this test, but Amanda Fisher, very strong, capable athlete. She's had some great success so far this weekend, looking to build off a lot of momentum she had early on in test 1 and during Linda earlier this morning. But what things she would like to see: big scales, big weights, odd objects. We're looking for that third one coming up here with big weights.
And she has a big target on her back, 11th place overall. That's the final qualifying spot to the CrossFit Games. We start with the 800-meter run.
6-minute time cap.
Amanda Fisher, All-American college softball player at a University of Wisconsin. She's been on teams the last 2 years, 7th and 6th, so just outside those qualifying spots on a team. 2 places and then 1 place, so she decided to switch it over to individual. She's been working on her engine coming into this weekend. I mean, look at her finishing places so far. Sitting in 11th place, as you said. She got 2nd to start the weekend. 2nd place to start the weekend. That was very engine and had some strength in that sled. 18th in Linda earlier this morning. Now Emma Lawson on the right side. Here's the crazy thing, still sitting in 3rd place after that tough finish of 20th this morning.
2 women who started their CrossFit Games careers as teenagers. This was the Games podium in 2019 for the teenagers. Emma Carey took 1st and Emma Lawson took 3rd. Probably not the last time we're going to see those 2 women on a CrossFit Games podium.
Yeah, then, you know, we'll see what order they're going to be in, but how their careers have started off so far here in the open individual competition scene has been absolutely incredible.
The 210 pounds is still the top lift we have seen in this test, courtesy of Danielle Perrin. So Amanda Barnhart, who again was the only woman to go sub 12 on test 3 earlier today.
Obviously, Amanda with her 800 meter run to that. This is the athlete I'm looking at, Fisa Ghafi. She got 8th in Linda this morning. Fisa Ghafi's crux has always been the heavy weight. She's great engine, good gymnastic skill sets. This is gonna be the test that could possibly make or break her weekend. This snatch coming up is pretty much been that bulletin board event for her for the entire weekend coming in.
She's in 4th place overall right now with 231 points. Danielle Brandon next to her. Brandon in 6th place overall with 225 total points. Started this competition with a win in test number 1. But since then, she's been outside the top 10, a 16th and then a 12th.
Now, Danielle Brandon, the last couple of years, working her way up the leaderboard at the Games, getting 4th last year at the 2022 Noble CrossFit Games. I talked to her coach, Matt Torres, and one of the biggest things they've been working on this offseason is getting her healthy. So she's been battling injury in and out all the last couple of years of competition, but this year is one of the first years that she's been coming into live competition healthy, ready to rock.
Just about every judge has his or her hand in the air. And then we will get to the portion of this test that counts. And looking at the placards on the floor, everything is between 165 and 175.
It's like
Amanda Fisher off first. And here comes Emma Lawson.
Sean, it's absolutely incredible what these athletes have been able to do in just a 2-minute time frame.
Amanda Barnhart is off. She's going to open at 165. Lawson makes 175 to open. Fisher is good at 175.
And for Lawson, that was a nice, clean lift. And we've seen some struggles on the first rep here and there, but even Alexis Raptis hit 165. Emma Carey going for 175.
Danielle Brandon made 175. Emma Carey at 175. So Alexis Raptis at 165. With Lawson's jumping up to 185. Powers is jumping up to 185. Emma Lawson just made 185. Fisher in the back there is at 190.
Lawson at 75 and 85 in less than 40 seconds.
Paige Powers just made 185. Fee Sagafi at 165.
Good for Fee. I think for Fee, if she gets close to 180, that is enough to keep her there, kind of that mid-pack, maybe top third.
Danielle Brandon makes 185. Emma Carey, 185. And you just saw Alexis Raptis, closest to the screen there, make 175. Now Emma Lawson at 195 as Amanda Barnhart just made 185. That's going to count for Lawson. Fisher is going to make 190.
So Lawson at 195. Looks like Brandon may have 195 in the bar, top right side of your screen, along with Paige Powers.
Well, Paige Powers has a 2 in there, so we'll see where she's going to go. Paige Powers at 200.
190 for Barnhart.
195 for Barnhart. Paige Powers has 200 pounds on the barbell. Now this would put her in 4th as Lawson can't make 205. Fisher has made her lift and Paige Powers made hers.
Paige Powers getting 200 at the buzzer. And if you can get top 5 in both of these tests, from 4 to 5, that is huge for your overall score. Again, these tests are 100 points apiece.
Keep an eye on the back. Both Amanda Fisher and Paige Powers going for 200 pounds. That's big for Paige Powers. She's another athlete inside a qualifying position right now. 220 points, 8th place overall. And for Fisher to make that, again, 11th place for her. They're tied in points with Chiara Napoli at 173. So she's looking to put some distance between herself and the women immediately behind her in the overall standings as we now get set for test 5.
So remember, Napoli actually won her heat earlier, so she had a very good time in test number 5. 8 snatches at 125 into an 800-meter air run to finish.
Because we have seen some slides to the finish. So to the finish line first, that's the tiebreaker. 30
look at
seconds.
Emma Lawson. Danielle Brandon, who just put up a score of 195 pounds in test 4.
10 seconds. Stand by.
And here we go.
We were talking to Matt Fraser earlier in the previous heat. It's touch and go all the way. Touch and go all the way. Get to the runner as fast as you can. One of the fastest times to the runner we've seen is 25 seconds. And another thing, Sean, we've had a lot of ties across the board. And the question that came up is, what is the tiebreaker? The tiebreaker for test 4 is your time for test 5. That's how valuable this test is when we're looking at the overall leaderboard.
Just about everybody getting to the runner at the same time. Danielle Kearns in the yellow was the last one there, but we have seen some athletes get there late and make a charge. Think about Callista Lang and Shelby Neal both making a charge earlier.
I was speaking to Chris Henshaw earlier about this test in particular and how to approach the second 800 once we're coming off the 8 snatches at 125, as Emma Carey's just leaning into that pace. And he said the first 200 might be the most valuable meters to set yourself up for success, either good or bad. You take out the first 200 too fast, that's gonna be a long 600 meters to the finish line. But you wanna get the belt going as quickly as you can. The second 200 meters, backing off the pace a little bit that you started the first 2. It's almost settling in. And then you're halfway home. How does that second 200 feel? Does it feel good? Maybe I lean forward just an extra half an inch. Put my feet a little bit higher on the top end of that curve to bring that belt down a little faster. Using your body weight to aid in the speed on these runners is key.
Emma Lawson 3 points back of Amanda Barnhart for the overall lead here. It looks like Danielle Brandon is your leader right now.
I think people forget that Danielle Brandon is a very good runner. Track and field background. Obviously, she's more well known for her handstand push-up, handstand and walk prowess, but she is a great runner.
Track athlete at Sacramento State. Emma Carey's judge just moved her placard into the final section there, and her judge's hand is in the air. Danielle Brandon's judge's hand is in the air. We talked earlier in this competition about Matt Torres, Emma Carey's coach, telling her to slow down. Now is not that time.
Now is not the time. Sean, I don't know about you, but I don't smile at the end of any run pace that I do. If you can look at Danielle Brandon on the right side, although we saw the same thing at the end of her sled pull in test 1. And
we'll see who's off first here. And here goes Emma Carey.
Wow.
And it's going to be Emma Carey taking the heat. Sydney Wells is going to win the test. Brandon is across. Now here comes Emma Lawson. Alexis Raptis is through.
Amanda Barnhart had that 3-point lead on Carey coming into
Barnhart
test 4
and Powers
5.
were racing. Sorry, Jason, that was dead even. And it's going to be Barnhart winning the race by a half second.
Wow.
Caroline Stanley is across. Fisa Goffey made it. And now here comes Amanda Fisher. And Danielle Kearns, the only athlete left on the floor here. Emma Carey is going to take second place in that test. Brandon's going to get third, and Lawson will take fourth.
We're talking about breaking ties on the snatch portion in test 4 being the run itself. Barnhart outlifted Carey by 5 pounds. That was a 4-place separation in test number 4, but in test number 6 with Carey getting that second place finish and Barnhart getting 7 separated by 5. So we may just exchange at 3 points and we could see a tie at the top of the leaderboard at the end of this day.
Well, we saw a tie here for the top left. Paige Powers and Amanda Fisher at the end of that window, and then it was Emma Carey off first to finish second, and she is with Mike Arsenault.